3 exercises to help you stop your hot horse from rushing jumps. Stay to the end. We have a free writing challenge which you are going to get to participate in, and please subscribe. For those of you who don't know me, who am I? I think it's so important that I just tell you right off the bat, I am a actual qualified professional coach. Okay, I'm not just throwing these exercises at you because I googled them 5 minutes before making this YouTube video. I am actually the only certified coach from America, Canada, the UK, Australia, etc., from the FEI as a level 2 show jumping coach. So again, I just wanted to throw that out there. I am a professional certified coach here giving you these exercises which are going to help you stop your horse from rushing. So who am I? I'm Krystal Kelly. I am a Californian, but I do live in Spain. I actually have been living in Europe for a very long time. I left the USA in 2010. I am the first and currently only FEI2 show jumping coach from North America since 2016, and I'm also the best-selling author of over 50 plus books and creator of audio horse riding lessons and the ever popular Sticky Butt Bootcamp, which is an online virtual coaching program. So that's me. And as you can see, I have worked in over 25 different countries over the last 15 years, all with horses, mostly Grand Prix, show jumping, and dressage horses. And today we are going to be talking about 3 exercises to help you stop your hot horse from rushing jumps. Quick disclaimer, the exercises I'm going to share with you today, some of them, not all of them, I am actually pulling directly from some of our show jumping or dressage workbooks. I might even be pulling it from some of our audio lessons. So if you are that person that you want a physical book or a digital book or even an audio lesson which you can ride along to, I am just going to mention which book or audio lesson I have pulled the exercise from. You definitely don't have to use these books or audios in order to benefit from the exercise. I'm going to be breaking down the exercise for you in this video. But again, full disclosure, I just wanted to share with you in case you are utilizing our workbooks or audio lessons, so I can help point you to the right book or lesson for you to utilize those training plans. Okay. Let's get started with exercise number 1. This is a fabulous exercise. I love it so much. It's called the Iceberg Exercise. It's called the Iceberg because it's very cooling, right? It's going to help calm down your hot, rushing horse and help them to relax. For setup, you are only going to need 4 to 8 poles, optional standards or blocks. Benefits of this exercise: it calms down a speedy horse, wakes up and energizes lazy horses, helps rider with their timing and coordination of aids, and it improves your horse's balance and helps them to sit, okay? Sit, by that we mean use their hindquarters, right? Their haunches, collect, okay? Their top line muscles, okay? If you've heard of the top line muscles, this exercise is going to help build and develop those top line muscles. Now, when I said 4 to 8 poles, this is what I want you to do, and of course you can do this a variety of ways depending on how big or how small your arena is, but as you can see, 1, 2, 3 poles for your trot poles, and then you're going to have a canter pole here. Now, if you have the space to do only 4 poles, okay, maybe you have a 40 by 20 dressage square, okay, set this up on center line. Okay, set this up on center line. That way you can approach from the right and from the left. Okay, so you can approach both directions, ride it down center line. This X is where you're going to do your transition. So your trot, 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 canter, 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 canter over your canter pole. Okay, so if you have a smaller arena, just do 4 poles, right? Put it on center line. If you have a bigger arena and you're able to use 8 poles, then what I would recommend is you make this little 8 shape. Here's a thing though, and I want you to take note of this. The distance between these trot poles and this canter pole is going to determine how difficult or how easy this exercise is. Okay? If you put these trot poles and there's just a few strides, let's say, until your canter pole, then when you're trotting and you ask for canter, you have limited time and limited space to get that canter transition before you have your canter pole. Okay, so if you have a bigger arena and you can set up your trot poles, 10 strides away from this canter pole, then you have more time to ask for that canter transition and be able to canter over your canter pole. Okay, so you can adjust and make this exercise easier or more difficult based on how far away you put your poles from each other. Okay, I'm not going to tell you an exact number. It's up to you and your horse, your arena, your level, your ability, how much you want to challenge each other. Okay, here's the other thing. If you have a nice big arena and you can set up all 8 poles, you can ride it on a straight line, but you can also do a bending line. Okay, now again, this requires a lot of space. Okay, because if you're trotting over these trot poles and you're going to bend to this pole, make sure the bend is nice and smooth. Okay, you don't want to be missing your turn and going over here. Okay, so make sure that in your arena you can set it up in a way that you can make a nice smooth bending line, trotting, canter transition somewhere here, and then canter over your pole. Okay, and then maybe you do a flying lead change over your pole and you go this way and you canter and then you trot and then you bending line over these trot poles. Okay, so there's a variety of ways you can ride the same exercise and do it differently a million times every single time you do it. Okay, you're going to be working on trotting, canter transitions, cantering over your pole, bringing them back down to a trot, coming to the other side. Right? Again, if this is a dressage square and you only have the one line, you're going to trot to the right, and then you're going to go left, and you're going to trot this way, and you're going to go right again, and then you're going to go left again, and then maybe you switch it up and you do 2 times to the right so your horse doesn't anticipate, and then you're going to do 2 times to the left so your horse doesn't anticipate. So again, you can do the same exercise a bunch of different times and do it differently every single time. And lastly, if you want to make it even more challenging, you can make these trot poles raised trot poles, right? You can make them alternating raised. You can make this a little cavaletti. Okay, you can make a little cross rail. I wouldn't make your trot poles and then make this some big 1.60 meter oxer. Okay, don't do something like that. This exercise is a pole or cavaletti exercise only, but it is about the quality. You don't need to make these jumps big jumps in order to benefit from this exercise. So this is the iceberg cooling exercise and how you're going to ride it. Watch out for these common mistakes: not giving yourself enough space or time between the trot poles and canter pole to ask for the transition. The further you place the pole, the easier the exercise. The closer the pole, the more difficult. And lastly, relying on your reins for the transition, especially the down transitions, okay? You need to feel your abs. If you don't feel your abs, you're not using them enough. So this is the iceberg cooling exercise, and again, if you want to utilize our audio lesson, I highly recommend you warm up with the perfect warm-up number 5 audio lesson. You can find the link down below in our description, or you can head over to coachkrystalkellybooks.com. Exercise number 2. This exercise is the box game, and yes, I want you to make it a game. You only need 4 poles. How cool is that? Benefits of this exercise: helps build top-line muscles, helps with adjustability and control, improves your timing and your accuracy, as well as gets your horse focusing and listening to you. This exercise is so much fun to ride and very simple, but not easy. Okay, it's simple, but it's not easy because you see this little red X? That is where you are going to be doing your transitions. Now, you're only going to be doing it in walk to halt and maybe trot to walk or trot to halt. But when you're done with all that, you can also canter over your box. Okay, keep cantering. Don't try and make your halt transition and canter. However, you can canter over your poles just like normal poles, or even from the corners. Okay, so when you get to canter, yes, you can canter over your box, okay, of course, but actually that's not what this is about. This is about that red X. Okay, this is about your transitions, and more importantly, the quality of your transition. So if you are that rider who, maybe you're an eventer, for example, and you do some dressage and you have really hard time doing square halts with all 4 feet of your horse being square, okay, this box exercise is really going to help you and your horse achieve that, okay, because you're going to be walking like this across your box, and as you're walking, you're going to ask for a halt transition, and then you're going to walk again, and then you're going to come from this direction, walking, and then you're going to halt, and then you're going to walk again. And you might even do that a couple of times. You might change direction, go this way, okay, go that way, like change it up, even go over the little diagonals in walk and then halt here. Okay, change it up. Like you can go so many different directions over your box just in walk. Okay, you could spend 20 minutes if you wanted to just in walk playing this game. Okay, focus on quality though, not quantity. Okay, we want quality transitions here. Okay, quality. And then once you've done walk halt transitions, we're going to do it in trot. Okay, you're going to trot, trot, trot. And then here you can choose to walk. Okay, maybe you walk over your pole, or you can choose to trot and then halt here. Okay, think about halting at X on a dressage square. This is your letter X, the center of this box. And again, to make it more challenging, you go this direction, this direction. You can go from a diagonal, you can halt here, okay? From a diagonal here. You can do lots and lots of things to make this interesting, okay? But this is the box game. It is a game. Have fun. You need to be laughing. You need to be smiling. Have a blasty blast with this game and this exercise. Maybe even keep track of points, right? If you ask for a halt transition and you ask for it here, but you don't halt until here or there, okay, give your horse a point if you're over here. Give yourself a point if you're over here. Okay, whoever gets the most points at the end wins. Okay, make it a fun game. Okay, but this is the box game. Some common mistakes: looking down at the poles. Okay, always look forward where you want to go, even though you're halting. Also, obsessing over the box and the poles. Okay, focus on the transition, not the pole. And not asking for the transition early enough. And lastly, relying on your reins for the transition. I know I'm going to say this again and again and again because it's so important. You need to feel your abs. You can find the box game in our book, Control and Adjustability. This is one of our Show Jumping Guide 2 books. There's over 26 Show Jumping Guide 2 books in the series. And yes, it is a workbook, so I expect to see your homework inside our Facebook group. Exercise number 3, the final exercise for today. And that is the sloth game. Yeah. This one is so much fun. And the best thing, no setup needed. You can ride this in a field or on the trail if you want to. Benefits of this exercise: energizes your horse. It's great for lazy horses. It focuses a hot horse and gets their ears on you. It also establishes your pre-flight checklist and gets the buttons working. Okay, think about an airline pilot. They push all the buttons before they take off. And lastly, it gets your horse using their hindquarters and picks them up off the forehand. So if they're heavy or strong or pulling, this is going to help them with that. This game, again, make it a game, you guys. Have fun. If you're not smiling, if you're not laughing, you're not doing it right. Okay, have fun with this. In the sloth game, as you can see, X is halt. There's a lot of X's. Okay, I don't care if you're in a dressage square, a jumping arena, or if you're out on the trail. What you're going to do is basically transitions. Transitions. Every single letter here, every single X. If you're in a dressage square, maybe every dressage letter down the center line over here, everywhere that you can put a halt transition, you're going to do it. Okay, I want that your horse, their hooves touch every single inch of the arena. And in every single inch of the arena, I expect some transitions. Okay, so walk, halt, walk, halt, walk, halt. Okay, trot, halt, trot, halt, trot, halt. Again and again and again. Aim for 1,000,000. Okay, again, make it a game. Count how many transitions you can do. Put a timer on your phone, for example. Set a timer for 10 minutes and see how many transitions you can achieve in 10 minutes. Okay, so make it a fun game. This is such an important exercise, and I promise this is going to help your hot horse really focus on you. They're not even going to know if a plane was to swoop down and fly over the arena inches away. Horse isn't even going to notice because they're so focused on you. Okay, have you seen the dressage videos where a deer will jump into the arena and spook the horse? That doesn't happen when your horse is super focused on you. Okay, so this is going to help your horse stop spooking at stuff. It's going to help them stop being super hot. It's going to wake them up. Like, this game is going to do so many great things for you and your life. Okay, so have fun with this game. Watch out for these common mistakes, not keeping your lower leg wrapped around your horse's belly during the transitions. Okay, we want them to use their top line muscles, and for that, we need to support them with our leg. If we don't, then what's going to happen is they're going to hollow their back in the transitions, and they're not going to build those muscles correctly. Okay, and lastly, again, I'm repeating it. Relying on your reins for the transition. Don't do it. No, no, no. You need to feel your abs. If you feel like this is an awful lot of information to try and remember and then go and ride your horse, that is exactly why we have our audio lessons. Okay, so go to our website, get all 6 perfect warm-ups. Okay, all 6 perfect warm-ups are essentially this sloth transitions game. It's got 6 different variations. Okay, but we've had students doing these audio lessons for 3 years, right? You can do them again and again a million times, and it's different every single time. But this is why we have those audio lessons, so that way you don't have to try and remember all of this information I'm overwhelming you with right now in this video while you're riding your horse. Okay, the cool thing is you can literally just press play and listen to me telling you what to do, and you do it, and that's it. It's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend go and try it out. Okay, coachkrystalkellybooks.com. You will find all of our audio lessons. We have bundles. We can buy the whole app. You can do whatever it is that you want, but try it out. Okay, try it out. I promise it will be worth it. And the last piece of advice I want to leave you with is have fun. We are currently hosting a free writing challenge. Please grab your free PDF planner using the link in the description below. That way you can join us in this cool, fun writing challenge. It doesn't matter if you're joining us in June or August or even December. Okay, go download this. It's free, the planner, and you can follow along. You can do this for your 2026, 2030 writing challenge, whatever it is. This will never expire because it's a training plan and a curriculum for you to follow, and it's free. Subscribe and see you in our next video. I'm your coach, Krystal Kelly.